I'm a terrible father.
Go on.
This is what I've learned this evening, and it's very daunting.
This evening.
All happened just before I arrived.
How old is your son?
6 months and 4 or 5 days.
So it took you 6 months, 5 days, and 1 evening to figure it out.
It all happened so fast.
Go on.
I'm sitting there wearing this hat. Very important that I'm wearing this hat. Mind you, this hat, that isn't my hat.
No, we've established this.
It's not my hat.
Yeah.
I stole this hat, accidentally stole this hat. Every night, I give my son a bath. I put him in his PJs. I put him in his little sleep sack. And I read him 3 to 4 books. I'm starting to get extravagant with these books. I'm starting to reach a little deeper into the giant pile of books we have.
Okay.
And the first book I pull out is called This Is Not My Hat. It's called This Is Not My Hat. This is not a drill. This is no bullshit. It's called This Is Not My Hat. And there's a tiny fish wearing a hat.
A tiny fish?
I start reading.
Fish hat?
It's about a tiny fish who stole a tiny hat off of a giant fish who is sleeping. And he thinks it's all about lying and stealing, and how he says the whole time it won't bother him because he's asleep. It won't bother him because he doesn't know I took it.
No.
It won't bother him because he can't find me because I'm hiding in these bushes.
Wow.
And you know what happens at the end of the story?
He gets eaten.
He gets eaten by the big fish.
He does?
And the big fish ends up wearing the hat at the end and smiling.
Wow.
And the whole time I'm thinking, how am I supposed to teach my son about stealing if I am the tiny fish?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You're going to get eaten.
I got to give this hat back.
You got to get the hat back.
I have to give the hat back. My karma is in terrible disarray right now.
It's not good.
I don't know what to do.
So, listen, you say you accidentally stole the hat.
Yeah.
Before we cast judgment on you and condemn you, how did it happen?
I asked my friend, dear friend of the podcast, Matthew Dangles D'Angelo Antonio.
Dangleson.
Thank you. I asked him to borrow it because I had to do an audition that I thought a good flat-brimmed hat, semi-flat-brimmed hat might be good for.
Semi.
And I've seen this hat before. It's a good hat.
Good hat.
Great hat.
Nice. I like the blue.
It's a cool hat, Seattle.
Good
It
color.
also took place in Seattle. So I thought, a good flat-brimmed, cool Seattle hat might do good for me.
Yes.
I didn't get the part, but I got pretty far.
Uh-huh.
And ended up not giving the hat back. And then the pandemic hit, and then I never gave the hat back.
Because COVID is transmitted through hats.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, I gotta get rid of the hat, man.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of the hat.
So what are you gonna? Are you gonna return the hat, or are you gonna burn it in a fire so that it just you burn up the karma?
I gotta return the hat.
Yeah?
It's gotta be returned. If he wants to burn the hat, that's his business.
I mean, if you gave anything back to me after having worn it for months, I'd burn it too.
Well, hey, he can burn it all he wants, but I gotta return the karma. I gotta get back to good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my whole world's gonna change after I give this hat back. What do you think?
I think you're screwed either way.
I'll at least be a better father.
Let me tell you about the 2 baddest cats in town. They're here to talk about random shit floating around. So grab yourself a drink, baby, if you please. It's just shooting the breeze with Chafe and cheese.
Well, chim chiroo and a ho hum too. Welcome to another rousing, riveting, rip-roaring, rip-torn, rip-van winkle
Wow.
of an episode out.
Shooting the breeze with Chafe and Cheese. I'm Chafe.
I'm Cheese.
And we're shooting the breeze today.
Today, baby.
Dude, we did early morning last time with Jollies. Now we're doing late night. We're doing a little late night action.
Late night whiskey.
Why not?
Keeping it simple, keeping it classic, a little maker's mark, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Not after this.
But could be. How you feeling? How you do?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. You know what I realized? My mood is dependent on me having a series to watch. I need a series to look forward to.
You know what?
I need
think
something
you're right.
coming out. And I don't like the way Netflix does this, okay?
No.
Where they just drop everything all at once. Because then you get high like on crack for like 2-3 days.
It is
and then
crack.
you fall off the cliff of depression again.
Agreed.
New series on HBO Max.
Yes.
Winning Time.
Yes, winning time.
Winning Time, baby. John C. Reilly stars as Dr. Bus.
You know, I didn't know he was a doctor.
Yeah, he did. He was like a physicist or something. He was
Apparently.
a scientist. Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, Dr. Playboy Bus, played by John C. Reilly.
He's very good in it.
and we learned the story of Magic Johnson,
A little Larry Bird.
A little
A little
Larry.
Jerry West.
Jerry
West is a raging douchebag, huh?
Isn't it
At least
great?
they portray him to be a raging douchebag. Spoiler alert. I mean, not really. Jerry West is known to be a big-ass douchebag anyway.
How many episodes in are you?
I only watched the first one.
Okay, so there's 2 out so far.
Yes.
First episode, I'm gonna be honest, I was not hooked yet.
Yeah?
There were a lot of things that bumped for me. Not like from a historical standpoint.
No, the history is fantastic.
But from the Adam McKay, this is how I'm going to tell a story, regardless of what the story is,
yeah.
storytelling.
He loves a good to-camera narration.
Why are we
does.
doing this?
That's his thing.
I have eyes, I have ears, I can see what's happening. Why do you have to have somebody turn to the camera and tell me what just happened or will happen?
I think he lays it out for you in layman's terms to only turn it on its head later. I'm telling you, it's going to turn on its head later.
You think so,
That's his
huh?
thing. He likes to turn it on its ass later.
Yeah.
But he loves direct address.
He does like the direct address, and there's the other thing that I don't like is when we meet a new character, we have the name and then a little description that is supposed to be
Cheeky.
quippy.
It's very cheeky.
Yeah. Why?
It's like Jerry West, douchebag, but he's dancing in the NBA logo.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah,
Just tell me
yeah.
that I love everything about the show. John C. Reilly, fucking perfect.
You know,
okay?
the guy playing Magic might as well be Magic Johnson. Can't tell the difference.
Can't tell the difference.
He's incredible.
And the costume, the makeup, the set design, everything about the show is spot on. It's a portal back in time. It's
really
pretty
is.
friggin' fabulous.
It really, and you know what? The highlight of the show was for me the music.
Yes.
The music is fantastic. They're using fantastic covers throughout the show of the period. It's really, really good. The opening credit sequence, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I cannot
right?
wait to watch the show.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, but those are the only 2 things that bump for me. And the other thing about the show that I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, this show was the end of the relationship between Adam McKay and Will Ferrell.
I know.
You
So
don't-
so they say.
Well, do you know why?
No.
Will Ferrell wanted to play Dr. Buss.
Ooh.
And Adam McKay said, no. We got John for this.
They're buddies. They're all buddies.
But that was apparently, that from the word on the street, is that was the beginning of the falling out.
Wow.
And since then,
they have been washed of each other. They're both doing amazingly. They don't really need each other. I'm sure they're probably fine, and it's all tabloid bullshit. I bet you they're probably
you think
fine.
tabloid bullshit, huh?
Tabloids, all in the tabloids. Have you seen the tabloids lately?
I'm always looking at the tabloids, baby.
Oh, yeah. But I got to tell you,
Yeah.
it's very good. I'm excited to continue watching. The one thing Adam McKay does incredibly well that most people don't do very well, he makes the things you know seem like the things you don't know. He makes the things you know you want to continue watching to find out how he's going to excavate them. Because you're just so fascinated by the history of what he's creating. Even though you know the history of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and the Lakers, you're like, ooh, I haven't seen this quite spin on it. However,
Yeah.
as soon as the director address happens, it does take me out of it. I
Takes
just
me
want to
out of
watch
it.
the story unfold. I agree.
But then when I went into episode 2, I was all in.
Okay.
Are those things still bump for me a little bit?
Sure.
I'm bumped. I'm getting jostled as I watch it, but I'm sitting for the ride.
At the same time, he brings you in immediately with that. So
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
What else is happening in the world?
My life?
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
I need a GP. I need a new GP.
A new general practitioner, huh?
Yes.
I got a good guy for you, but where are you looking? What do you want to be?
Well, I got criteria.
Okay, oh boy.
I can't just have. I can't just take any new doc. Listen, if I'm gonna get a doctor, I want him for life. Okay?
I agree.
No old doctors. This is a pro tip. Don't get an old doctor, because once you build a relationship, once you get all the tests and he's got all your records and everything's in his office and you got your thing, like you've been with
This
this
is
guy.
a man or woman
Yeah.
who you're comfortable grabbing your balls
Yeah.
and sticking his fingers in places you don't necessarily want them to be stuck.
Yeah. I mean, if I have an issue with my bowels, I'm going to snap a picture of it and send it to him.
Absolutely.
I got to be comfortable with this guy.
You have to.
So no old doctors.
No old doctors.
No old doctors. I don't want to build a relationship and then my doctor dies.
I had the same criteria for my son, my brand new son.
Yeah?
There's a doctor.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to get him a doctor that's like, what, 3 months old? That's
need-
the only way that doctor will be there for life.
I needed a relatively young doctor. By the time he's my age, he'll be going to a different doctor. But for the first 20 for the first 18 years of his life, he's got to have a young doctor.
Pediatrician, right?
Pediatrician,
Is that
yes.
what they call them these
a
days?
Pediatrician. They've been calling him that for centuries. But there is a doctor, right, literally, you can spit, and you would be at this doctor's office. He's like a 70-year-old Jew.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. And it was awful. We visited the office. He was the kindest man ever. His name is Dr. Friend. And I still couldn't do it.
He could have been a good friend.
He could have been a great doctor.
Yeah.
Not my son's doctor.
No.
Instead, we went to a young doctor, and guess what? She's leaving the practice. So I don't know what the right answer is.
Nobody wants to be around to be a doctor anymore.
I don't know. But the rest of the practice is great. He's going to be fine. The point is, no old doctors. I'm completely with you. So did you find a GP?
No. Breaking news.
Finally.
Breaking. Coming across
The
wire. Did you hear about this? An asteroid hit Earth. An asteroid hit Earth the other day.
How is this? How am I just hearing about this from you?
I don't know. It was an asteroid, and they actually, this is this asteroid that hit Earth was one of the first asteroids they actually tracked before it hit Earth. They've only tracked 5 other asteroids before they hit Earth.
Must have been a huge asteroid.
You'd be surprised.
Would I?
It was about the size of a half of a giraffe.
That is incredibly specific.
A half a giraffe.
Did
That's
they-
what the news article says.
The news article is saying half a giraffe?
It's okay. The headline is this: asteroid the size of a grand piano strikes Earth.
Okay.
Some say it was the size of a stepladder. Others said it was more like half the size of a giraffe.
You think a stepladder and half a giraffe are the same size? Also, who are these multiple people comparing an asteroid to half a giraffe?
Shouldn't it just be NASA?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it just be NASA and give me like
Square footage?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
give me like exact diameter.
Why? What is this thing where we take incredibly like concept scientific ideas and we break them down into pieces of farm animals?
I don't understand.
Why
it.
are we doing this?
He's about the leg of a cow. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But people do it all the time. Oh, it's about an eighth of a beetle.
Yeah. Exactly. Half a giraffe. I don't know how big a giraffe is. I know it's big.
No.
I don't know how big.
Also, which half? Because a giraffe is so oblong, the neck is so goddamn long, and the rest of the body is just a stub.
It's true. Is it the neck? Was it like a javelin that came in to
Yes.
Earth? Or was it like the 4 legs and the torso?
Exactly, 4 legs and a torso. You're talking about like a foot and a half. If it's the neck, you're talking about a 6-foot fucking meteor.
Yeah. So this thing hit the Arctic Ocean up by Iceland.
Speaking of Adam McKay, my God, it's very don't look up.
Yeah.
No one knows about this.
Yeah, but like both things, nobody knew that happened.
No, this is insane.
Yeah. It was this thing was observed 14 times during the 40 minutes at the observatory in northern Hungary, and it just smashed into the ocean.
It's crazy. At the same time, if somebody told me that they had an asteroid half the size of a giraffe was impending on Earth,
Yeah.
I'd probably have a go bag ready to go. I'd probably be thinking the world was going to end. So that's probably why they don't tell people till after it happens.
This is true. I mean, how quickly? But they only knew 2 hours before. How quickly can you get it on the Twitter sphere? You know what I mean?
Pretty quickly.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, after the fact, you still didn't know. This was 2 days ago.
Unbelievable. It's on Forbes of all things.
Oh yeah, Forbes knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to know anything that's happening with the news, pro tip to the people out there: if anything major is happening in the world, follow the money. Follow the money. Forbes, CNBC, Bloomberg. You know when COVID hit? I was listening to CNBC all the time. Not CNN, where they're giving their commentary on it. Watch what people are doing with their money in times of crisis, and then you can see what is actually coming down the pike.
You've heard it here first, folks. What else is on the docket?
Back in Paul Brother news.
Oh, why do we do this to ourselves? America!
Would you rather be talking about Pete Davidson this week?
No. Hit me with some Paul bullshit.
All right. Well, the Paul brother. Well, what's his name? Which one is it?
Logan.
Jake Paul.
Which one?
Jake Paul is going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to be at WrestleMania this coming month, and he's open to maybe joining the WWE as a tag team with his brother Logan.
I gotta tell you,
Huh?
if there was a niche for these two fuckery, it would be here.
This is it.
Give them
this is
all
it.
the money to be the heels of the WWE.
Absolutely.
Have The Rock come back at some point and Stone Cold and beat the living shit out of them, and I will be a happy, happy man.
I would pay top dollar to see The Rock lay the smacketh down on the Paul brothers.
Yes, give him the rock bottom tomorrow, and I will be there. Take all my money.
Yes.
Enjoy it thoroughly. Did I ever tell you about my run-in with Jake Paul on Bizarredvark?
No.
I was on the last episode of Bizarredvark.
You were on the series finale.
On his last episode of Bizarredvark.
On his.
Yes, on Jake Paul's last episode
didn't
of
know
Bizarredvark.
this.
And then he got fired. He showed up an hour and a half late to the table read and was a raging douchebag. Fast forward a week and a half later, I was waiting on him at the Palm. Him and his brother and his family, they were also raging douchebags. I hate the Pauls with a raging passion of 1,000 suns. They are the most spoiled, awful people on the planet. But God, would I love seeing The Rock beat the living shit out of them. Or anybody in the WWE. They would be phenomenal heels in the WWE.
Agreed.
This is the place for them.
Agreed. It's a slow news week. There's not much going on in the
Yeah.
world. Nothing I can think of that it would impact our daily lives.
No.
So let me show you a video or two.
Oh,
Huh?
perfect.
How about that?
No, there's nothing going on in Ukraine.
All right.
You wanna go, then you go to hill and go down. Boy, are you crazy? You're fucking bloody. You bloody bastard bitch. Fuck you. Bloody fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch. Fuck you.
Just a ton of cursing going on. My God.
Dude, you ever get so mad that you just devolve into just cursing and not saying anything?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. There's nothing worse than driving in LA. I can only imagine driving in this part of the world seems to be pretty similar. I don't know, man.
People getting all worked up, huh?
Road rage is a terrible thing.
It's rough.
I gotta tell you, if there were no cars in the world, life would be probably a much better place.
You think so?
I think we get rid of cars, we get rid of war. That's a deep, deep thought.
In that order.
In that
Cars
order.
first.
Yeah.
More pressing issue,
Yes.
obviously.
Get rid of cars,
Then-
get rid of war.
Then war.
No, one takes care of the other, you see.
You're saying no because there was no war before cars.
No.
Right. So if
Before transportation, once horses came into the game, it was a wrap.
so the only way to achieve peace on Earth is teleportation.
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. I'm here, now I'm there. But then what's going to happen is you're going to show up, you're going to teleport into a random place, and then you're going to be immediately in somebody's way as soon as you appear there. And that's going to cause some problems.
We'll have to figure out some form of regulation.
Yeah. Some
But
kind of warning.
I've always thought teleportation was the way.
You think so?
I still do.
Yeah.
You don't?
I mean, it'll never happen. Even if it's scientifically possible,
Haven't
it'll
they
never
been
happen.
able to do it from room, like one part of a room to another part of a room?
Yeah, with like an electron.
Yeah, they can't really do it with a full human yet.
Well, yeah, they might be able to do it, but you'd show up, your atoms would show up completely rearranged.
You think we'd be Picasso'd when we show up? Dali would be the next version of you?
Absolutely.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it a go.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
What's
I'll
next?
sign you up.
What's next?
I got one more video for you. Just know what you should never do in life, okay, is mess with old people.
I agree, but go on. There's nothing better than old man breasts.
And I love where his pants are sitting.
He doesn't have time for this shit. I love it. He picks up a wet floor sign and says, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I love it. But I agree. Look, this world and messing with old people needs to end. I don't understand it.
This whole trend of YouTube pranksters.
It's ridiculous.
What are we doing?
It's so stupid.
It's all for the views, and I'm sorry for propagating it by showing this to all of you right now, but
I think the old people should take the power back and start pulling pranks on the young folk.
wow.
I think Jackass had it right when they dressed up like old people and they would do dumb
Bad
shit.
Grandpa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad Grandpa was spawned from Jackass, them just standing and like taking a shit in a toilet store or something
in the
like that.
hardware store,
In the
yeah.
hardware store, yeah. Man, by the way, Jackass 4, 5, 7 is
Forever.
coming out forever. It's coming
It's
out.
out, baby. It's out now. It's going to be streaming soon.
I'm excited.
Do you want to watch it together?
We should.
We should hold each other's balls and watch it.
That's only appropriate.
Well, we did it.
Another one in the books, dear friend. Another one in the books, dear chum.
Yeah, it was good seeing you.
Not bad seeing you.
And I don't hate seeing you this late. You know what I mean?
No,
But I prefer you in the morning, because then I get you out of the way.
that's nice to hear.
So let's do 7:30 a.m. next week, okay?
I prefer the evening, but we'll talk.
We'll talk.
I'll have my people call your people. In the meantime, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Say that 7 times fast. Go.
YouTube.
That was 6, but very
YouTube.
good. Until then,
Please, by the way, please subscribe. Do the like. It really helps
leave
the
a
algorithm.
comment. Do all the things.
Just tell us how stupid we look.
Yeah.
Please. Something.
Especially with this hat on. You'll never see it again.
All right. On that note, good night.
Good luck.
Good eve.
Good day.
Good morning.